I'm Megan Cost. I've been in the public education system for nearly a decade now, and I'm here to teach you some newfangled math so you're equipped to help your students or your own child. Today I'm going to show you how you can subtract using an open number line. And I'm actually going to show you two different strategies so that you can help your child and they can pick which one works best for them. So the difference between an open number line and a regular number line is that instead of having tick marks at regular intervals with numbers underneath, you can make the tick marks go as far as you need them to or as short as you need them to. So I'm going to take a problem like 92 minus 58. And the first thing I always tell my students to do when we are subtracting is to circle the biggest number because that's the one we usually start with. So I'm going to circle 92. And because this is the biggest number and we are using a number line, it goes on the right-hand side because that's the way number lines work. Now I'm going to look at my smaller number and I am going to start subtracting. Now, if I have a student that has difficulty subtracting, let's say 90 minus 50, then I might have to have them break that 50 up into 5 tens so they count backwards 10 by 10 5 times. But many of my students are able to actually just say, okay, I have 50 plus 8 gives me 58. So I'm going to take away my 50 from my 92 first. So I'm going to say 92 minus 50. My ones place is going to stay the same. My 9 and my tens place is going to go down by 5. So instead of it being 92, now it's going to be 42. So I've taken away my 50. Now I need to take away 8 more. Now again, there's two ways to do this. I have some students that are really good with their math facts, so they can look at this and say, well, I know that 12 minus 8 is 4, so 42 minus 8 is going to be 34. But I have some students that need to break it apart into what we call friendly numbers. So I know that 8 really equals 2 plus 6. I chose 2 because there's a 2 in the ones place here. So I'm going to take away 2 first, and that gets me to 40. And now I'm going to take away my 6, and that gets me to 34. So my answer to this problem is 34. Now I'm going to show you a different way to do the exact same problem. I'm still using an open number line. I'm still going to put the biggest number on the right-hand side. But this time, instead of just subtracting my smaller number, I'm actually going to put the smaller number on the left-hand side of my open number line. When we think of subtraction, we can think of it as the space between two numbers. So instead of going backwards, this time I'm going to add up to the higher number. So I'm going to look at this and say, okay, I know that I need to add first by tens to get close to 92. If I add 40, I'm going to get 98. So I can't add 40. I need to add something close to that. If I add 30, now I get to 88. So I'm going to add 30. So 30 plus 58 is 88. Now I need to get even closer to 92. Well, I know that 88 plus 2 gives me 90. And now I know that 90 plus 2 gives me 92. Now I can look up here and take all of these numbers and just add them together. So 30 plus 2 plus 2 equals 34. I get the same answer, but in one strategy I am subtracting, and in the other one I'm using those addition skills that your students might be stronger in already and adding up. I will say though that this strategy requires a little more algebraic thinking than the other strategy does. Now let's take a look at the same strategy but subtracting 3-digit numbers. I start the same way. I'm going to circle my biggest number, put it on the right hand side of my number line. I'm going to use the strategy where I am subtracting. So I'm going to break apart my smaller number into its hundreds, tens, and ones. I have 100, 20, and 5. I start with the biggest number, but little secret, you could actually start with one of the smaller numbers. That is possible using this strategy. I just always like to go from biggest to smallest, but it doesn't actually matter which way you do it. So I'm going to start with my biggest number, take away 100. So 406 minus 100 is going to give me 306. Now I'm going to look at it and say, okay, if I want to take away 20, my hundreds place is actually going to change because I know that 300 minus 20 is 280. So I'm going to take away 20 and get 280. My ones place stays the same, so it's going to be 286. Now I'm going to take away 5 more. 286 minus 5 is 281. So my answer is 281. Well, that's it. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, please hit that like and subscribe button so you get notified every time I put out new videos. See you next time.